Welcome to English with Cheri. I'm your host, Cheri, and today we have a really exciting episode. Honestly, I think this one is going to change how you think about learning English.
Yeah, totally. And I'm Nick, your co host, and we are basically here to make this whole English learning journey feel a little less scary, you know?
Right? Because today we are talking about something that sounds almost too good to be true. You ready, Nick?
I am so ready. Hit me.
Okay, so what if I told you that you can actually improve your English just by listening? No textbooks, no grammar drills, no memorizing long vocabulary lists.
Wait, just by listening?
Just by listening. And this episode is specifically for beginners, like A1 and A2 level learners, people who are just starting out, you know? So if that is you, welcome. You are in exactly the right place.
Which is actually really exciting because I think a lot of beginners feel like they need to study constantly before they can even start listening to real English content. They often feel like they're not ready yet.
Exactly. And that is kind of the big myth we want to break today. So let's get into it.
So, Cheri, let's start with the basics. Why is listening so powerful for learning a language? Why is it such a big deal?
Okay, so think about this for a second. How did you learn your first language, your native language?
I mean, I just listen to people around me, right? Like my parents, my family, everyone.
Exactly. You did not pick up a grammar book when you were like 2 years old.
Right, yeah, no textbooks at age 2.
You just listened, and you heard the same words and phrases over and over again, and eventually your brain just got it. It clicked. And that is basically what we want English learners to do too. Your brain is actually really good at finding patterns in language, but only if you give it enough input, enough listening material.
So it's like feeding your brain?
Basically, yeah, the more you listen, the more your brain starts to recognize patterns, like how sentences are built, how words sound together, what phrases mean in context.
Without even consciously trying to learn it.
Without even trying. It's kind of amazing when you think about it. Babies do not study, they absorb, and we can do the same thing.
Okay, so I love this idea, but I can already hear some of our listeners thinking, but I'm a beginner. I don't understand anything. How am I supposed to listen if I can't even follow what's being said?
Oh, this is such a real concern, and I get it completely. So here's the thing. You do not need to understand everything. Actually, and this is really important, you're not supposed to.
Wait, really?
Really, when you listen, even if you only catch 20 or 30% of the words, your brain is still working. It's still processing sounds, rhythms, intonation.
The music of the language, kind of.
Exactly, the music of the language. I love that. So even if you're sitting there and you're like, I have no idea what they just said, your ears and your brain are still getting used to English, and that matters so much. It's never wasted time. Every single minute you spend listening to English, even if you feel confused, is doing something for your brain.
Okay, so let's get practical. What should beginners actually listen to? Where do you even start?
Great question. So first of all, podcasts like this one.
Obviously.
Obviously, right? But also look for podcasts that are made specifically for English learners. There are so many out there, and they speak a little slower, they use simpler words, and they explain things really clearly.
Yeah, and even slow news podcasts or beginner English shows, those are really helpful too.
Yes. And then TV shows, this is one of my favorites. Find a show you actually enjoy, something with simple storylines. Maybe a cooking show, a nature documentary, or even a kids show.
Wait, a kids show?
Don't laugh. Kids shows are actually fantastic for beginners because the language is simple, clear, and they repeat things a lot. The vocabulary is literally perfect for A1 level. There is no shame in it at all.
That is actually really smart. I never thought about that.
And then there is music. Listening to English songs and reading the lyrics at the same time is such a fun way to pick up vocabulary and natural phrases. You don't even feel like you're studying.
Yeah, and you end up memorizing things without even realizing it because the melody helps it stick in your brain. Like the tune does the work for you.
Exactly, the melody makes it memorable. And finally, everyday conversations. If you have the chance to hear English speakers talk, even just in the background at a cafe or in a video online, just let it play, let it wash over you. You do not have to actively study every word, just exposure, lots and lots of exposure.
Just soak it in.
Just soak it in, exactly.
Okay, I want to talk about something kind of technical, but also really cool. There's this idea in language learning called comprehensible input. Cheri, can you explain what that actually means?
Yes, so this idea comes from a linguist, basically a language scientist, named Stephen Krashen. And he said that the best way to learn a language is to hear and read things that are just a little bit above your current level.
Just a little bit, not way above.
Right, not like throwing yourself into a super fast news broadcast when you're at A1 level. That would be overwhelming.
Like jumping into the deep end before you can swim.
Exactly. So, comprehensible input means you understand most of it, like maybe 70 to 80%, and the rest is just slightly new, and your brain can actually figure out the new stuff from context, from the situation, the tone, the words around it.
Oh, that is really interesting. So you're basically stretching just a little bit.
Just a little stretch, not too easy, not too hard. That's the sweet spot. So, for an A1 learner, that might mean listening to a simple English podcast rather than watching a super fast crime drama with lots of slang.
Right. Start where you're comfortable and then slowly move up.
Exactly. Over time, what felt hard will feel easy, and you'll naturally be ready for the next level. You don't even have to force it, it just happens.
That is so encouraging. Okay, so now let's talk about something I think stresses a lot of beginners out. This idea of not understanding every single word. Because I think a lot of people pause every 5 seconds to look up words in a dictionary, and then they never actually finish listening to anything.
This is so relatable. And honestly, that habit can slow you down so much because if you stop every time you hear an unfamiliar word, you lose the flow of the conversation. You lose the context. And context is everything in language learning. Context.
Text is everything.
So, my advice, and this might feel a little uncomfortable at first, just keep going. If you hear a word you don't know, let it go. Trust that if it's an important word, you'll hear it again and again and again, and eventually it'll just click.
It will click because you've heard it in so many different situations.
Exactly. And that kind of understanding is actually deeper than just looking it up in a dictionary, because you know how it sounds, how people use it, what emotion it carries. That's real vocabulary knowledge. You actually feel the word.
Yeah, you feel it. It is not just a definition on a page, it is alive in your head. Okay, so we have talked about what to listen to and how to approach it. But how do you actually make it a daily habit? Because I think that is where a lot of people struggle. They're motivated at first, and then life gets in the way.
Yeah, and this is so real. So, the key thing I always say is start small, like really small. Do not commit to 2 hours a day when you're just starting out.
Yeah, that's basically a recipe for giving up.
Exactly. Start with just 10 minutes. 10 minutes of English listening every single day. That's it. That's your only job.
10 minutes is so doable. Anyone can find 10 minutes.
Right? And here's the thing, you can fit it into things you're already doing. Like if you're making breakfast, put on an English podcast in the background. If you're walking to work or school, listen to an English song or a short episode. If you're washing the dishes,
English podcast.
English podcast. So you're not really adding extra time to your day, you're just swapping. You're replacing whatever you normally listen to with something in English. And over time, 10 minutes becomes 20, becomes 30, because it starts to feel good. You start to notice your progress, and that's so motivating.
And I think consistency is way more important than intensity, you know?
100%. 30 days of 10 minutes is so much better than one massive study session and then nothing for a week. Small and steady beats big and occasional every single time.
Every single time. Okay,
I want to get a little personal here for our listeners because I think a lot of people feel embarrassed or frustrated when they don't understand things. And I just want to say that's so normal.
It's so normal. And honestly, even advanced English learners don't catch everything in a fast conversation. Even fluent speakers miss things sometimes.
Right? Like, even native speakers ask people to repeat things. It happens to everyone.
So if you're listening to this right now and you're thinking, I could only understand part of what they said, that's actually perfect. That means you're exactly in the right place. You're listening to something that's just a little bit of a stretch, and that's exactly what you need.
And you're doing the work just by being here and listening. Like the fact that you press play today, that's already a win.
Exactly. You're already doing it. And if you keep coming back, keep listening, keep exposing yourself to English, it will get easier. Gradually, day by day, it gets easier. And then one day, something will click in a way that feels almost magical.
Yes, that moment when things start to click, that feeling is honestly the best. Like you suddenly understand a joke in English, or you catch a whole sentence without even thinking about it. And you're like, wait, did I just get that?
That moment is everything. And it will come. It comes for everyone who puts in the time. It really does.
Okay, so let's do a little recap for everyone. What are the big takeaways from today's episode?
Okay, so first, listening is one of the most natural and powerful ways to learn a language. Your brain is literally built for it. You did it once before with your native language, and you can do it again with English.
Second, you don't need to understand everything. Just keep listening and trust the process. Your brain is working even when you feel lost.
Third, find things you actually enjoy listening to. Podcasts, TV shows, music, conversations. Make it fun. If you enjoy it, you'll keep doing it.
Fourth, look for comprehensible input. Things that are just a little above your current level. Not too easy, not too hard. That sweet spot is where the magic happens.
And fifth, build a small, consistent habit. Even 10 minutes a day makes a real difference over time. Do not underestimate it.
And honestly, be kind to yourself. Learning a new language is not easy. It takes time, and that is okay. You are doing something really incredible just by trying.
It really is incredible. So to everyone listening right now, whether you understood every single word or just a few, we are so proud of you for being here. Keep going. You are doing amazing. And every day you are getting a little bit closer.
And if you want more episodes like this, make sure you follow or subscribe to English with Cheri wherever you get your podcasts. We put out new episodes all the time to help you on your English journey, and we would love to have you with us.
Yes. And if you have a topic you would like us to cover, leave us a comment or send us a message. We genuinely love hearing from our listeners. It makes this all so worth it. All right, that is it for today. Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you in the next episode.
See you next time. Keep listening, keep going. You got this.